All right, we're talking Wilkes University hockey, and Tyler Hynes, the head coach here for the men's team, and coach, good season. But boy, the competition is fierce out there. You get some ties, you get some one-goal games, and you guys had a nice. I thought it was your game of the year. A couple games ago, you took out was it Arcadia, 7-1.
Yeah.
Heck of a game there by your guys. So it looked like okay, we're hitting our stride here, but. You come back to the next game, and it's just tough competition. But
Yeah.
you guys know it's going to be a grind the whole way. And let's talk about here at the end of January. You guys are feeling probably pretty good about yourselves and knowing that there's some good opportunities ahead.
Yeah, it all kind of builds up to this point in the year, and we're kind of in the dog days of the season where you can't quite see the finish line, but you've kind of set the stage for what you've been working for, league championship. That's what we felt like all year was our path to the NCAA tournament. We're in a new league this year that has an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, which is really exciting for us. And while most of the year we've been at the top of the league in first place or second place, I think first place for most of the season, you know as well as I do that it's tough to stay on top, and these teams have been gunning for us for a while, and we've played them all a couple of times now, so they've seen what we do. They know what we like to do, we know what they like to do, and now we got one game up against 6 teams in our league, so playing most of the league one more time, and that's going to kind of determine where we sit for the end of the season. If hopefully we're in playoffs, and then at that point, when you're at home, when you're on the road, all those things are still up for grabs. So we have a lot left to accomplish in these 6 games, but it's a fun time of year to be talking about how many points you need in order to secure this or get into the playoffs and get home ice. You work all year, you do all the workouts before the season, guys take care of schoolwork and all this stuff. You come back from Christmas break and make sure you're in shape, and all that is really for these next 3 or 4 weeks. So we're happy with where we're at. We're excited about where we're at. We feel like we're playing good hockey, but everybody in this league is pretty good. It's all competitive, and anybody can beat anybody on any night. So we got to be ready.
Let's talk about, you're not missing a whole lot defensively. You get these 2 guys, you get those 2 guys, you get different shifts. It seems like everybody kind of, you got the right guys paired up on the ice, and that goes well for you. But when you're playing fast hockey, that seems to be when you're playing your best hockey, and a guy like a Cam Lowe is able to kind of expose some things when he is playing fast, and some of the other guys. Talk a little bit about, some of that fast play and being able to chip away at goals.
For sure. We're a team predicated on speed. I think, in a lot of ways, Cam's the tip of our spear, getting in on the forecheck and causing trouble. And last game when, we needed a spark and needed a goal, he seems to be a guy that has a knack for being in those moments and wanting to be in those moments. So we want to play fast. I think that's our MO. And when we're playing our best, I think we're playing in the offensive zone. We're using our defensemen. We have really seems like settled on kind of the D pairs that have worked. We shuffled it around a little bit as the season went, but I think somebody like Mason Vonk, who you're going to talk to here in a little while, has been playing his best hockey of his career, and we feel real comfortable with our back end and our D-core. I think those guys have been our stalwarts, have been steady, have logged a lot of minutes back there, and just talking to them a little bit tonight, they've taken a beating. Other teams are coming after them and know that's a strength of our team, but I think this year what's been different is how we've played in the D zone. I feel like we're very strong defensively in the D zone if we do have to sit in there for 30, 45 seconds while another team is, trying to score. I feel a lot more comfortable this year with how we've been approaching it there than in past years where we've probably given up a lot more goals.
Even keel, mental toughness on that D line. Vonk is one of those guys, but you got guys like Johnson and Youngworth and other guys that just, you guys don't seem like get inside and do dumb things, and especially in the defensive end. You might get a guy here and there on some of the other ends, you get a thing or two, but when you're that solid on the defensive end, usually that's where you see those penalties in hockey, is like, hey, this guy, I'm going to give him the business or whatever, you get a silly penalty.
100%, and I think that's kind of, it trickles down from those guys, and when they're setting the tone and when they're playing the right way, I think everybody falls in line. And I also would be remiss if I didn't mention our goaltending and how even-keeled those guys have been back there. Jack Perna, Duncan Rollman, I think both of them, we feel comfortable whoever's in the net, and I feel like the guys that are playing in front of them feel comfortable with whoever is in the net too. So, really from that back end, the forwards, I was a forward myself as a player, we're a little more on our toes, gun-ho, want to go forward, want to move, want to shake, rattle, roll. The D needed to be a little more cerebral, a little more thinking, and we challenged them this year, not to take as many chances and not to jump up in the rush as much. And that's hard because everybody wants to score, everybody wants to be involved in the offense. That's the fun part, but them and how they've bought into playing a defensively sound, responsible game has in a lot of ways been, I think, why we've had so much success this year and are sitting at the top of the league right now.
Leadership-wise, guys like Swain, and you got Carter Jordan, you got a Coachy, you got guys, Daniel now, who kind of, just keeps grinding away. You got a lot of those blue-collar guys that go out for 40 seconds or 100, 105 for that matter, and they just kind of grind away and do what they got to do. Those little things do make a difference.
100%. And the guys that you just mentioned are in a lot of ways kind of our dogs, are do the right things guys, but they're also guys with a lot of skill. I think that's something that we have a lot of skill up front in our team, and that's why, defensively we like them getting the pucks up to our forwards and letting our forwards dance a little bit, because we feel like we do have guys that can put the puck in the net, and Swain or Carter, Patrick Roginski, these are guys that work hard. They're going to get in. You're going to feel them. They're good in front of the net, around the net, the hardest areas of the ice. But they're also skilled too, and kind of can balance that. So that was something that I didn't do a great job of as a player. That it's cool to see these guys. I know how rare that is to be able to balance the, we got to be fired, we got to be hard to play against, with the knowing when to use your skill and mix that in. So they have a nice balance of it. I think speed, again, is what we do best, and those are all guys that can skate real well, and Swainer, somebody I think is going to be successful not only here, but moving on to the next level as well.
Game here to end January, and then a big February coming up, last 3 weeks before the playoffs. Coach, all the best, and keep grinding away.
Thanks, John. Thank you.